this
Okay.
started. Awesome. What can I do for you?
Okay. Thank you so much for taking time out to speak with me.
No problem.
So I I don't I don't know if it's wise that I share my screen. So what I was telling you, so I'm speaking with the agent. His name is George.
Hmm.
And I had initially submitted over a property, an offer, and that's the one I think I was talking with you the other day, stating that that offer, he wanted to change the terms on there. And
Hmm.
so when I went in to change the numbers, I wasn't exactly sure based on his terms and how that actually looked in the deal calculator, because then he sent me a list of other properties that are that he would do seller finance on those properties. And my question was, I wanted to make sure that I didn't know how to do key in the buyer's commission that he's asking for, which is a 3%. And I
Hmm.
didn't know how to key in let me go back to the email he sent me, the down payment of 5%. Did that mean 5% of the purchase price? Because he's also, it looks like he's changed the purchase price and wrote a different number than what I'm seeing on, the whether Zillow or Redfin and so forth. Like this one that I was keying in the numbers, this Penelope, right? And in here it has the purchase price of 279.9, but in the Deal Sniper it shows 280. Well, the Zestimate is 286.6. And then when we go down here, it's like 307. Seller finance is at 285.5. So do I just change in the deal sniper system where it says purchase price and put his numbers that he emailed me back on the purchase price? And then where do I put the 5% down payment?
So what you would do in that situation, and thank you for the information because I got a pretty clear picture of what the situation is. You're not when a real estate agent wants to negotiate terms, you're not going to
Hmm.
use Deal Sniper. You're going to use the deal machine calculator. You're going to use this one.
Okay.
And what you'll do, and what I always recommend, is put in the deal sniper or whatever offer you sent them initially, put that in first. So
Okay.
actually, let's run the first one right now.
Okay.
So tell me what deal sniper had you send originally.
Originally, Deal Sniper had me sent 30, purchase price 307,
Okay.
seller finance 285.5.
Okay.
The monthly payment showing 989.
What was the down payment to the seller?
The down payment is 21,500.
And what will it rent for?
The rent is 2,300. And those are just rounded off. I just took out the other and just made it a whole
Gotcha. No,
number.
you cleaned up your numbers. That's good.
Yeah.
Um, you said the monthly payment was 989.
Yes, it showed monthly payment 989.
All right. And then what's the taxes and the insurance?
Taxes is 4,949, and insurance is 1,176.
Okay. All
Let me
right.
get back to you.
So, mm, what something happened in my
And
computer.
that's what I have on mine. Those numbers that you're showing has that. So I did that correctly
Okay.
on my sheet, just just as is. Now where I was getting stuck, so it was just like his, based on his email on here, down payment, he said 5%, monthly payments of 1,850 with a 5-year balloon, and then buyer pay 3% broker commission.
Okay. So let me show you where to put that information in. So
Okay,
the
so let me
first
get
thing
back to you.
he's saying that he wants 5% of for the down payment, which actually really isn't not bad at all. Because 5% of what, $307,000?
That is, let me make sure I do it
It's
calculated
50.
right, 'cause I want to do that too. So when I'm doing stuff, so
Okay.
take the 307.
Yeah, times 5%.
Okay. Okay. 307 times
4 times 5 and move the
5%
decimal point.
equals, so 15,350. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So then now what we need to do is we need to also adjust the seller financed amount because it's not whatever the down payment was. So now all we do is we take 307 and we
Mm-hmm.
subtract 15,350, and that's going to be our new seller finance amount.
So take the 307 and
Mhm.
subtract which number?
The new down payment.
The down payment. Okay, so
Right.
15,350. We subtract that, and that's going to be the new purchase price.
No, that's the new seller financed amount.
Okay. 0700.
Because remember, the seller financed amount is whatever's left over after the down payment.
Okay, so that number comes up to 291,650.
Correct.
Okay.
So now if I go to the seller financing tab, what did he want as a monthly payment?
The monthly payment he was requesting
It's like 1,800.
1,850.
Yeah. So before I put that number in, let's take a look at what your deal looks like. So if we were to give them what they're asking for so far, that actually helps your deal quite a bit. It makes your seller financed amount, I'm sorry, your cash flow amount go up because we're giving them less of a down payment. Your cash on cash return went up. That's great. But if we put in 1,800, and I'm telling you right now that that's not going to work. And the reason why I can tell you it's not going to work is because of how close that is to
The
what
rent.
it's rent for. So the basic rule of thumb is
Okay.
the most that you can give them monthly is 50% of what it'll rent for.
Okay.
Which means if they
50%
want
of what?
1,800, we need the thing to rent out for what, 3,600?
Pretty much, and that's
Yeah.
not
So if I put in 1,850, I mean, obviously it's gonna be real bad. Yeah,
negative. Gotcha.
losing $4,800. So you got to let him know, and you can actually send him a screenshot of this right here and say, "Look, how in the world am I supposed to tell my investor buy this property so you can lose $4,800 a year?" Like that's obviously it's not going to work.
Right, exactly.
So
I see
I'll
that.
give you the 5-year balloon, which I also think is pushing it. I think your balloon should be closer to 7 years. But if you can get the terms right, then it'll work. And to get the terms right, I think you're going to be at a max of about $1,100 a month. Yeah, about $1,100 a month is where you need to be at. That's your max. Yeah, 1,100. I guess 1,150
Yeah.
if you want to get technical. Nope, even 1,150 doesn't work. It's too low in the cash flow. So your exact number is 1,125.
1,100. 1,125.
Yeah, that's literally the
And
highest.
that's the payments, like to play with those numbers. If I play with that number, that way it can work out
Correct.
as far as that. And that's that monthly payment that is talking about.
That's the monthly payment to the
Got
seller.
it.
Correct.
Got it. Now, in an instance like this, the interest rate on there, if they come in with an interest rate, will that change the numbers at all?
Yeah. If they want interest on the deal, then that will absolutely change the number.
Meaning that it can either go or no.
Correct. So, for example, let's put this back to what it was, 989. We can keep their 5% down. That's fine. So, essentially, we should be at $810 a month over the course of 30 years. Will give us $291,650. But if they say, "Hey, we want 5% interest," well, we put 5% here, and then it'll change the number. So now the monthly payment is $1,565.64. So we're going to put that here, $1,565.64. And I mean, obviously, it's not going to work.
Still negative, and it's even lower.
That's not going to work. But when an agent does ask, or seller asks for interest, this is how you fill it. You figure it out. You put your numbers in as they're supposed to be, and then you just change the interest rate.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then whatever number pops up here is the number that you will put here.
Okay. Got it. All right. That's what I wanted to know, so I can run those numbers on those properties and let him know whether or not, like, this is not gonna work out,
Does
because
he
he
know
sent me
that
a
you're
whole
wholesaling
list.
it?
Yes, he knows that, because I told him that I was a wholesaler.
That's perfect. So then now you need to let him know, look, my investors are looking to cash flow. Your property will only rent for X. In order for them to be able to cash flow, in order to want to buy your deal, the most I can give you is Y. If that works, let's get it done. Let's get it under contract. If that doesn't work, hey, good luck to you. But I'm not going to disrespect you and waste your time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool.
Okie dokie. Thank you so much, Sean. And
Not a problem. You need
I'm
anything
gonna
else?
get
Let
on.
me know.
I sure will. Thank you. Bye
Not a
bye.
problem. Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.